Welcome to this complete MSW002 Professional Social Work, Indian Perspective Examination Preparation video. In this lecture, we discuss the December 2024 term end examination question paper and provide detailed, easy to understand answers for all questions and internal choices. This video is especially useful for MSW students preparing for term end examinations, assignments, revision and university examinations. Question number 1. Option A. Discuss the work of Hindu religious organizations for people's welfare. Answer. Hindu religious organizations have played an important role in promoting social welfare in India. Traditionally, Hindu philosophy emphasized seva, charity, compassion, dana, dharma and service to people in need. Over time, these values contributed to organized welfare activities. 1. Educational services. Religious organizations established schools, colleges, hostels and educational institutions. Education was considered an important means of social development and empowerment. 2. Health services. Many organizations established hospitals, dispensaries, medical camps and charitable health centers. They have particularly helped poor and disadvantaged communities obtain health care. 3. Relief and rehabilitation. During floods, droughts, epidemics, earthquakes and other disasters, religious organizations have provided food, clothing, shelter, medicines and rehabilitation support. 4. Service to marginalized groups. Many organizations have worked for economically disadvantaged people, children, older persons, persons with disabilities and other vulnerable sections. 5. Women's welfare. Several reform-oriented Hindu organizations supported women's education, opposed harmful social practices and promoted women's participation in society. 6. Rural development. Religious organizations have undertaken village development, sanitation, drinking water programs, vocational education and community development activities. 7. Promotion of social reform. Organizations influenced by reformist Hindu thought challenged practices such as caste discrimination, untouchability and restrictions on women's education. 8. Spiritual and moral development. Religious organizations have also promoted ethical values such as compassion, self-discipline, service, equality and responsibility towards society. The welfare activities of Hindu religious organizations demonstrate how religious values can be translated into social service. Their contribution has been particularly significant in education, healthcare, disaster relief, rural development and social reform. Question number 1. Option B. Trace the origin of social work in India. Answer. The origin of social work in India can be understood through the country's long tradition of charity, philanthropy, community service and social reform. Before professional social work developed, helping people in need was largely associated with religion, family, community and voluntary action. Traditional period. Indian traditions emphasized values such as dana, seva, karuna and dharma. Religious institutions, temples, mosques, churches, monasteries and community organizations provided assistance to people experiencing poverty, illness and social difficulties. Social reform movements. During the 19th century, social reformers began addressing major social problems. Reform movements focused on issues such as women's education, widow remarriage, caste discrimination, child marriage, untouchability, education and social equality. Organizations such as the Brahmo Samaj, Arya Samaj, Prarthana Samaj and Ramakrishna Mission contributed to social reform and welfare. Gandhian contribution. Mahatma Gandhi introduced an important perspective based on truth, non-violence, constructive work, village development, removal of untouchability and social equality. His ideas strongly influenced voluntary social action in India. Professionalization. Social work gradually developed from voluntary charity into a professional discipline. A major milestone was the establishment of the Sir Dorabji Tata Graduate School of Social Work in Bombay in 1936, which later became the Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Professional education introduced systematic methods such as social casework, social group work, community organization, social action, social welfare administration, social work research, post-independence development. After independence, social work became increasingly connected with government welfare programs, NGO, community development, health, education, family welfare, labor welfare, child welfare and rural development. Thus, social work in India developed through a transition from traditional charity and religious service to organized social reform, voluntary action and finally professional social work education and practice. Question number 2. Option A. Highlighting the historical development of social work education in India. Appraise the profile of social work educational institutions in the country. Answer. Social work education in India developed gradually from voluntary social service and social reform into a professional academic discipline. Early development. The roots of social work education can be connected with social reform and voluntary welfare activities during the 19th and early 20th centuries. Reformers recognized the need for organized responses to poverty, inequality and social problems. Establishment of professional education. A major landmark was the establishment of the Sir Dorabji Tata Graduate School of Social Work in Bombay in 1936. This institution played an important role in developing professional social work education in India and later became the Tata Institute of Social Sciences. Expansion after independence. After independence, social work education expanded considerably. Universities and specialized institutions began offering bachelor's programs, master's programs, M.Phil, doctoral level programs, diploma and certificate programs, specialized social work courses. Types of institutions. Social work education is provided through 1. Universities and university departments. 2. Specialized schools and institutes of social work. 3. Autonomous institutions. 4. Colleges affiliated with universities. 5. Institutions focusing on specialized areas of social welfare. Areas of specialization. Educational institutions increasingly offer training related to medical and psychiatric social work, community development, family and child welfare, labor and industrial relations, rural development, human resource management, disability studies, criminology and correctional administration, disaster management, School social work, mental health and community services. Importance of field work. A distinctive feature of professional social work education is fieldwork training. Students receive practical exposure in hospitals, schools, NGOs, communities, industries, correctional institutions and welfare agencies. Challenges. Social work education also faces challenges such as differences in quality among institutions, need for stronger fieldwork supervision, need for updated curricula, limited research resources in some institutions, need to connect education more closely with changing social realities, need for stronger professional identity. The growth of social work education has contributed substantially to professionalizing social welfare services in India. At the same time, institutions must continue strengthening education, fieldwork, research and professional standards. Question number 2. Option B. Enumerate the social work settings and fields of social work practice which can be career options in social work. Answer. Professional social workers can work in a wide variety of settings because social problems occur across different areas of society. Major social work settings. 1. Hospitals and healthcare institutions. Social workers help patients and families deal with social, emotional and economic difficulties associated with illness. 2. Schools and educational institutions. School social workers can address behavioral difficulties, absenteeism, family problems, child protection and educational adjustment. 3. NGO and voluntary organizations. Social workers work in development programs, community organization, advocacy, child welfare, women's empowerment and poverty reduction. 4. Government departments. Social workers can work in departments dealing with social welfare, women and children, rural development, health and education. 5. Industries and corporate organizations. They may work in employee welfare, human resource development, occupational welfare and corporate social responsibility. 6. Correctional institutions. Social workers assist prisoners, families and individuals involved with correctional and rehabilitation systems. 7. Community settings. Community workers facilitate participation, development programs, awareness campaigns and collective action. Major fields of practice. Medical social work, psychiatric social work, child welfare, family welfare, women and gender-related programs, disability services, elderly care, rural development, urban community development, labor welfare, school social work, correctional social work, disaster management, human rights, community health, substance use rehabilitation, social policy and advocacy, research, social welfare administration, career opportunities. Depending on qualifications and specialization, social workers can work as social workers, counselors, community organizers, program officers, project coordinators, welfare officers, case workers, researchers, development professionals, human resource professionals, social policy professionals. The diversity of settings and fields makes social work a broad professional area. Career opportunities exist in government, private, voluntary, community and development sectors. Question number 3. Option A. Explain the linkage of values, principles and ethics of Sikhism with social work. Answer. Sikhism contains several values that have strong connections with professional social work. Seva, or selfless service, is one of the central values associated with Sikh practice. Social work similarly emphasizes service to individuals, groups and communities. Equality. Sikh teachings emphasize the equality of human beings. This is closely related to the social work principle of respecting the dignity and worth of every person. Community participation. The institution of Langar represents collective participation and sharing. People from different social backgrounds can participate together, reflecting principles of social inclusion and equality. Compassion. Social work requires empathy and concern for people experiencing difficulties. Sikh ethical teachings encourage compassion and service. Honest living. The emphasis on honest work and responsible living is compatible with professional integrity and ethical conduct. Sharing. The principle of sharing one's resources with others reflects concern for social welfare and collective responsibility. Social justice. Sikh traditions have historically emphasized resistance to injustice and protection of vulnerable people. This corresponds to social work's concern with social justice and human rights. Values such as seva, equality, compassion, sharing, honesty and social justice create important philosophical links between Sikhism and social work. Question number 3. Option B. Discuss the contribution of Brahmo Samaj, Arya Samaj, Ramakrishna Mission and Prarthana Samaj. Answer. Brahmo Samaj. Brahmo Samaj was associated particularly with Raja Ram Mohan Roy and played an important role in 19th century social reform. It supported rational religious thought, women's education and reform of harmful social practices. Arya Samaj. Founded by Swami Dayanand Saraswati, Arya Samaj promoted education, social reform and the reform of Hindu society. It contributed to educational institutions and campaigns addressing social inequalities. Ramakrishna Mission. Associated with Swami Vivekanand, the Ramakrishna Mission emphasized service to humanity. It established educational, healthcare and relief activities and promoted the idea that service to people is an important expression of spiritual life. Prarthana Samaj. Prarthana Samaj contributed to social reform, particularly in Western India. It supported reforms concerning caste, women's status, education and social practices. Overall contribution. These organizations helped transform social reform into organized action. Their contributions included education, women's welfare, social reform, healthcare, relief work, removal of social inequalities, promotion of ethical and humanitarian values. They therefore contributed to the development of the social service tradition that later supported professional social work. Question number 3. Option C. Highlight the achievements and limitations of Bhudan and Gramdan movements. Answer. The Bhudan movement was associated with Acharya Vinoba Bhave. It encouraged landowners to voluntarily donate land to landless people. Gramdan extended the idea toward collective village ownership and community-oriented development. Achievements. 1. Land donation. The movement encouraged landowners to voluntarily give land to landless people. 2. Awareness of land inequality. It brought attention to unequal distribution of land and rural poverty. 3. Nonviolent approach. The movement attempted to address rural inequality through persuasion and voluntary action. 4. Community consciousness. Gramdan promoted ideas of collective responsibility and village-level cooperation. 5. Moral dimension. The movement emphasized social responsibility and voluntary sharing of resources. Limitations. 1. Quality of donated land. Not all donated land was equally useful or cultivable. 2. Implementation problems. Transfer and distribution of land could face administrative and legal difficulties. 3. Limited participation. Voluntary participation was not sufficient to overcome the structural nature of land inequality. 4. Sustainability concerns. Some initiatives did not achieve the expected long-term transformation. 5. Structural limitations. Land inequality was connected with wider economic and social structures that voluntary donation alone could not completely address. Bhudan and Gramdan made an important contribution by placing land inequality, social justice and voluntary sharing at the center of public discussion, but their capacity to produce large-scale structural transformation remained limited. Question number 3. Option D. Delineate the role of social workers in policy formulation and development. Answer. Social workers have an important role in connecting people's needs with public policy. 1. Identification of social problems. Social workers work directly with communities and therefore can identify problems such as poverty, unemployment, discrimination, violence, disability and lack of access to services. 2. Collection of evidence. Through casework, field studies, community work and research, social workers can generate information useful for policy development. 3. Advocacy. Social workers advocate for marginalized and disadvantaged populations whose concerns may not receive adequate representation. 4. Policy formulation. Professional knowledge and field experience allow social workers to contribute to the development of welfare policies and programs. 5. Program implementation. Social workers often help translate policies into programs at the community level. 6. Monitoring and evaluation. They can assess whether programs are reaching intended beneficiaries and identify gaps in implementation. 7. Community participation. Social workers encourage affected communities to participate in decisions concerning their welfare. 8. Social justice. Social workers promote policies based on equality, human rights, dignity and social justice. Social workers can contribute throughout the policy cycle, from problem identification and research to advocacy, formulation, implementation, monitoring and evaluation. Question number 4. Option A. Explain the concept and philosophy of Satyagraha. Answer. Satyagraha is closely associated with Mahatma Gandhi. The term emphasizes adherence to truth and resistance to injustice through nonviolent means. The philosophy of Satyagraha is based on the belief that truth and moral force can be used to challenge injustice. Major principles: truth, non-violence, moral courage, self-discipline, resistance to injustice, willingness to suffer rather than inflict suffering, respect for human dignity. Satyagraha is different from passive submission. It involves active resistance to injustice while rejecting violence. Relevance to social work. Satyagraha has connections with social action because social workers may work to challenge injustice, discrimination and oppressive conditions through peaceful collective action. Question number 4. Option B. Mention some important aspects of Sikhism. Answer. Important aspects of Sikhism include 1. Belief in one God. 2. Emphasis on equality of human beings. 3. Importance of honest work. 4. Sharing resources with others. 5. Selfless service or seva. 6. Community participation. 7. Opposition to social discrimination. 8. Importance of ethical conduct. 9. Compassion and service to humanity. 10. The tradition of Langa, emphasizing sharing and social equality. These values have relevance for social work because they emphasize human dignity, equality, service and social responsibility. Question number 4. Option C. What are the 5 vows in Jainism? Answer. The 5 major vows in Jainism are 1. Ahimsa, non-violence. 2. Satya, truthfulness. 3. Aste, non-stealing. 4. Brahmacharya, celibacy, chastity. 5. Aparigraha, non-possession or non-attachment. These principles emphasize ethical self-discipline and responsible conduct. Among them, Ahimsa has particularly strong relevance to non-violent approaches to social action. Question number 4. Option D. Give a brief account of the trends and gaps in social work literature. Answer. Social work literature in India has developed alongside the growth of professional education and practice. Trends. Increasing academic publications. Development of specialized fields. Growth of social work research. Increasing attention to indigenous social issues. Literature concerning human rights and social justice. Research on community development and welfare programs. Increasing interdisciplinary approaches. Gaps. Important gaps include insufficient indigenous theorization in some areas. Need for more India-specific models and concepts. Uneven research quality. Limited documentation of grassroots practices. Need for greater integration between theory and field practice. Need for more research on emerging social problems. Social work literature has expanded considerably, but continued development of context-specific Indian knowledge and evidence-based practice remains important. Question number 4. Option E. How is social action relevant in the history of social reform movement in India? Answer. Social action involves organized efforts to bring about social change. It has been an important component of India's social reform history. Social reform movements challenged practices and structures considered unjust or harmful. Reformers worked for women's education, widow remarriage, removal of untouchability, caste reform, education, equality, protection of vulnerable groups. Gandhian movements also demonstrated the importance of collective action, non-violence and public participation. Social action therefore provides a connection between individual welfare and broader social transformation. Question number 4. Option F. Briefly discuss the peasant movement in India. Answer. Peasant movements emerged in response to problems experienced by cultivators, including oppressive taxation, exploitative land arrangements, indebtedness and unfair agricultural practices. Important examples include Indigo Revolt, Champaran Movement, Kheda Movement, Bardoli Movement, Tebhaga Movement, Telangana Peasant Struggle. These movements demonstrated the importance of collective organization among rural communities. Significance: peasant movements highlighted rural exploitation, mobilized cultivators, challenged unjust practices, increased political awareness, influenced wider social and political movements, contributed to debates on land and agrarian reform. Question number 5. Option A. Indigenous literature. Answer. Indigenous literature refers to knowledge, ideas, experiences and cultural expressions that emerge from local and indigenous communities. It may include oral traditions, folk narratives, community knowledge, local histories, indigenous concepts of welfare, traditional practices. For social work, indigenous literature is important because it helps professionals understand communities within their own cultural contexts. It can contribute to developing locally relevant social work theories, methods and interventions rather than depending entirely on externally developed models. Question number 5. Option B. Advocacy. Advocacy means supporting or representing the interests, rights and needs of individuals or groups. Social workers use advocacy to help people access rights, welfare services, education, healthcare, legal protection, social security, other public services. Advocacy can be conducted at individual, group, community and policy levels. It is particularly important when vulnerable groups face discrimination or barriers to accessing resources. Question number 5. Option C. Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Answer. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was an important 19th century Indian social reformer. He is strongly associated with the Brahmo Samaj and social reform. His reform efforts focused on issues such as women's status, education, social reform, rational thinking, religious reform. He is particularly remembered for his opposition to harmful social practices and his efforts toward the improvement of women's position. His contribution represents an important stage in the development of India's social reform tradition. Question number 5. Option D. Aligarh Movement. Answer. The Aligarh movement was associated with Sir Syed Ahmad Khan and focused particularly on educational and social advancement among Indian Muslims. The movement emphasized modern education, scientific learning, social reform, educational development, intellectual advancement. The establishment of the educational institution at Aligarh became an important part of this movement. The movement demonstrated the importance of education as a means of social transformation. Question number 5. Option E. Indigo Revolt of 1860. Answer. The Indigo Revolt was a major peasant resistance against the exploitation associated with indigo cultivation under colonial conditions. Indigo cultivators faced pressure to cultivate indigo and experienced economic hardship. The revolt demonstrated peasant resistance, rural exploitation, collective mobilization, agrarian grievances. It is important in the history of Indian social movements because it illustrates how rural communities organized against exploitative conditions. Question number 5. Option F. Chipko movement. Answer. The Chipko movement was an environmental and community-based movement associated with the protection of forests. The movement became famous for people's efforts to prevent trees from being cut by physically embracing or hugging trees. It highlighted forest conservation, community rights, environmental protection, livelihood concerns, women's participation in environmental action. The movement is significant for social work because it demonstrates the relationship between environment, livelihood, community participation and social justice. Question number 5. Option G. National Association of Professional Social Workers in India, NAPSWI. Answer. NAPSWI stands for National Association of Professional Social Workers in India. It represents an effort towards strengthening the professional identity of social workers in India. Its broad significance includes professional networking, promotion of professional standards, development of social work as a profession, advocacy for social workers, promotion of professional knowledge, encouragement of interaction among practitioners and academics. Professional associations can contribute to strengthening ethical and professional practice. Question number 5. Option H. RCI. RCI refers to the Rehabilitation Council of India. It is associated with the regulation and development of professional rehabilitation services in India. Its significance includes regulation of rehabilitation-related professionals, promotion of professional standards, recognition of training programs, registration of professionals in relevant categories, development of standards in rehabilitation education and practice. RCI is particularly important in ensuring that rehabilitation services are provided by appropriately trained professionals. If this video helps you, like, share and subscribe to the channel for more MSW study materials, solved question papers and examination preparation videos. Thank you.